Dina had an ability that no other person within the history of Klal Yisrael had. Dina and only Dina had the ability to change Esav, not just an ability, a potential that was so close to reality that HaKadosh Baruch Hu punished Yaakov severely for robbing Esav from that opportunity to marrying Dina. It was almost as certain, according to Rav Yochanan Zweig, that Dina would have influenced Esav, since Esav already did half tshuva by the time he would have met Dina. In addition, Leah was Esav's zivug. Leah davened. She cried like anything, to such an extent that the Torah even describes that her eyes were differently. Her eyes looked differently than Rachel's because of all the tears that she cried. She cried that Hashem should not have her marry Esav. She knew Esav was her zivug, but with tefillah you could change her zivug. Hashem was not upset at Leah for davening that she should not have to marry Esav. The morning after Yaakov woke up, after the chasana, Yaakov asked Leah, "How could you do this to me?" Yaakov thought he married Rachel. The following morning, it was only then that he realized that he married Leah. The Das Zikanim says that Leah responded to Yaakov, "I learned from you, Yaakov. I learned you tricked your brother, you stole the blessings, so I tricked you." That's perhaps the push-up shot, but that's not really what's going on in the Das Zikanim. What Leah was addressing was something very serious. If you look at our history, we have 4 imahos, we have 4 mothers, but there's only 3 fathers. What happened to the 4th father? Why are there not 4 avos? And we know that Chazal tell us that in reality there was supposed to be 4 avos. Esav was supposed to be an Av. It was supposed to be Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and Esav. But unfortunately, because of bad decisions that Esav made through his Bechira, he was no longer considered fit to be an Av. More so when Yaakov took those blessings, the position of an Av, Esav's Av, the role that Esav was to play as an Av was now transferred over to Yaakov. Yaakov now played the role of 2 avos. If he's to play the role of 2 avos, he needs to be married to 2 women. He needs to be married to both Rachel, which is the Av that Yaakov was supposed to marry, and the Av Esav. He was supposed to be married to Leah. He needed to be married to Leah now, since he's also playing the role of Esav. That's what Leah was telling Yaakov. If you didn't have the brachos, Yaakov, what she was saying, if you didn't have the brachos, I wouldn't need to be married to you. But you have the brachos now. You're playing the role of both an Esav and a Yaakov. You need both wives. You need Leah. You need me. And you're also going to need Rachel, which Rachel was a given. He was going to marry Rachel. So he needed both Leah and Rachel. We don't find that Hashem was ever upset at Leah for davening that she shouldn't have to marry Esav. Yet we find that Hashem is upset at Yaakov for not opening the box, for not letting his daughter marry Esav. Why was Hashem not upset at Leah, but he was upset at Yaakov? Could it be perhaps there was a difference between Leah and Dina? Maybe there was a major difference between the two. Could it be perhaps Dina had a certain koyach that Leah never had? And if that's in fact true, the question is, do we see that in the Psukim? Where would she have gotten this koyach from?